Yes, hello people. Welcome to the last pre-game show of the season. I hope you're all doing well. Again, I always like to say good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Please accept whatever suits your time zone. I hope you're all doing well today. Again, we are going to be looking at the lineup for the game for the Chelsea versus Watford game. And we will debate, even if it is just I alone in the studio, debate with those in the chat whether he's made the right decision to help us, clinch the 3 points and finish the season well. Again, why is it important that he starts? Thomas Tuchel starts the strongest 11, if you want to put it this way, for so many reasons. Again. Our home form has been really, really poor. So it's very important that we win this one, to maybe fix that issue of being a poor at home of late. And also, Thomas Tuchel has always clamored how he wants to reduce the gap between Chelsea Football Club and Manchester City and also Liverpool FC. And that is not possible if we lose this game. It is a Premier League game. There will be no excuses. So we must win this game, yes, to make a statement to see if we can change things around regarding poor home form and also to reduce the gap between Manchester City, Liverpool, and Chelsea Football Club. I know somebody like what's his name, Phantom of Many Topics wants to see youth players start. A lot of people wants that to happen, but I still don't think Thomas Tuchel would do that. But we see what happens. Nick, welcome back to Chelsea Perspective. It's been a long day. You were there throughout the Blue Money show, and you're back again for the pre-game show. How are you feeling? Do you think Thomas Tuchel will start
Oh,
the youth, or do you
yeah,
think he will go for the strongest 11 to reduce the gap
yeah,
between us, Liverpool and Manchester City?
yeah. I think it's gonna be a mixture. I heard rumors that Harvey Vale might play. Even Kennedy could be playing. Barkley, Saul. Rumors that is the team should be announced now, and we can find out for sure. But yeah, I like to see. Yeah, I mean, yeah, a mixture really. I want Lukaku to start.
Mm.
So he can get a goal and just to have a good game. Um, I think, yeah, we see. I think it will be a mixture. I can't see it be a very strong team because
Mm.
we finished with third. We want to go out with a win, and I think he will play some of the youth. Yeah.
Here's the question I want to ask you, Nick. All the noise, all the complaints about all the complaints about the gap between us, Liverpool and Manchester City. Do you think it's the right thing to do to start the youth? And again, plus we've had issues winning games at home for a long period of time right now. Don't you think the best thing to do would be, to field the strongest 11 that we have, to win this game convincingly. That will help us. Okay, you can say that will be a start to changing things in terms of our performances at home, and also it will help reduce the gap between us, Manchester City and Liverpool.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, but it doesn't reduce it much anyway. If we 3 more points, we should get them. Whoever we put up, we should get 3 points against Watford, and we should do it comfortably. I'm saying we're going to win 3-0, whatever team we put out.
That's
But
that's
it's
where
just,
that's where the problem is, Nick. Do you trust this? These are the same players that we talk when we talk about Charity FC. They come to mind. We've never seen them. It's hardly there's hardly a time we've seen them beat a
mm,
team comfortably, teams we expect them to win. There's always been an issue when you expect Chelsea to mop the floor with the team. We end up drawing the game or even losing the game in some cases. Again,
yeah,
that's concerning to me. Let me just catch up with the chat quickly, Nick, if you don't mind. Comic says, big up Blues, big up Kachila. Come on, Chelsea. Yes, come on. I hope we get a win today. And Bobby says he's on this way. And hopefully I've sent you the link. I hope I haven't missed that, but I'll check to be sure. And big up, guys. Big up to you too, Michael Obinka. And I made you a mod today. I hope you're enjoying it. And this is my new brother, Pac-Man Essay, who won the giveaway today. He says, Amendi, Aspequeta, Thiago Silva, Rudiger, James. Yes, I'm looking at that on the screen right now. I think, like I said, you see what we talked about. Tuchel really does want to win the game. Yes, Saul comes in, but not that doesn't it's not a huge issue for me because he can protect the team very well. Nick, overall, a strong lineup like this, and you were
Yeah,
expecting the youth to start.
yeah,
What does that tell you?
that's what that was. Yeah, it was rumored from on the on Sky Sports. It was rumored they might go for Kennedy, and that. Yeah, I didn't believe it, but there was rumors they might play a few youth players, but it doesn't look like that. Only Saul comes in, so a very strong team.
A really, really strong team
Yeah,
indeed, which means his priority is to reduce the gap
yeah, it's to
between
win.
Liverpool, Manchester City, and Chelsea. And you
Priority,
heard I've been saying that for a few days now.
yeah, I know what you're saying. Plus, is to win. To win, we haven't won at the bridge for how long now? We need to win. Yeah, that's why it's going out with a strong team.
Yeah,
Even Rudiger, Aspie, could be their last games. We're going to see at the end of the match what happens. It's going to be interesting. Yeah.
I am I'm not at all in any way bothered for the lack of youth players. We have even Benchwell is on the bench today. That's surprising to me. It's not seeing the likes of Malang Sarr. Again, youth players and on the bench actually. So Tuchel means business. He really wants to
Yeah.
win this game. He
Yeah, he
really does
does.
want to win this game. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
it's important. Yeah, he does want to win like we all do. It's important to go finish the season with a win. We don't need any more draws. That's been the case. The downfall is you have too many draws at the bridge,
Hmm.
and even loses to teams like Brentford. God, that was very bad. But
Yeah.
because of all the problems we had,
Hmm.
that's why I said. I said it before. I said I can't blame these players for that. They didn't know where they're going or coming. In these uncertain times. Now I think they know they should perform today. They have to. And let's see. The ones who don't, and then Tuchel can go and see who he's going to remove from Chelsea out of the players like Mount. Forget Mount. He ain't going nowhere. Like Pulisic,
Hmm.
Ziyech, Werner. Is Werner playing? Did you say?
No, it's the lineup here as you're looking at it. It is in goal we have Mendy, the three centre backs. We have Rudiger on the left, Thiago Silva in the middle,
Yes.
Cesar Spilicueta on the right. Oh, Kennedy
Yeah.
is actually starting.
I see. I was right. Kennedy is starting. God,
Yeah,
that's
Kennedy is yeah,
yeah.
Kennedy is starting.
Give
Yeah,
him a chance. Give him a chance.
yeah,
First
Kennedy in the
time.
left wing back position.
Yeah.
The 2-6 Saul Niguez and N'Golo Kante. James on the right hand side, and then the 2-8 we have Mount and Ziyech, and number 9 Kai Havertz. Again, I
Havertz.
think
Oh, like half on the
yeah,
bench.
yeah,
Yeah.
Havertz is
Yeah.
there,
Let's
and
see what
again,
happens.
yeah,
Yeah.
go ahead.
I said let's see. Let's hope Havertz, does performs better than the last time we saw him.
Yeah,
He missed so many chances, and Pulisic so many chances he missed. All of them have been missing chances. We're making so many chances, and they'll all be missing. Let's see. Maybe Lukaku could come on later. We don't know. Yeah, but this game ain't going to say much. What the future holds. The
yeah.
future. It's going to be decided at pre-season training, and when we get the players Tuchel wants to get, and
Mm,
when he wants to get the players he wants to get, and that's when it will show. Pre-season is very important, but this is we have to win. There's no question.
mm.
Watford,
Again,
Watford been relegated already. They won't go down. They won't go down easily. Watford because
yeah,
they're going to want to prove a point as well. You
yeah.
know,
The same issue we had was it with West Brom.
Yeah, West Brom.
Yep.
and they and they beat us. They killed us.
Yep,
Um,
they did.
so
They
you
did.
know
And
we
mhm.
have to. I'm glad to see Kennedy get the chance because Alonso's going. I suppose he's putting Kennedy to see what he can do.
Mm.
Yeah, we
I
know.
think
You know.
you make argument right there, a good argument regarding Kennedy, because the truth is, if he
Yeah.
performs today, it depends on the type of performance he puts in. I think that may well make Tuchel consider to still keep him at the club, because it will not be wrong to have a three left wing back
Hmm.
players at the club. That's why we're
Yeah.
Chelsea Football Club. But then again, overall, here's the thing: if you look at the lineup overall, and before we continue, please, I want to urge everybody that's watching to please take a second to like the video. We have about 39, we can see 39 people watching, but it looks like almost 50% is watching on Facebook. Again, wherever you're watching from, just like the video, and if you can join us on YouTube, even better. Quickly, please, if you have time, like the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Here it says, I expected the youth team players in this lineup. Again, as I've argued a million times before this game proper, I said Thomas Tuchel has always been concerned about the gap regarding the gap between us and Manchester City and Liverpool. So he would want to reduce that. So if you look at the changes, even though Kennedy comes in, Saul comes in, there aren't too many changes here. He still wants to win the game because we must take it seriously. Like Nick have alluded to, Watford, they don't have anything to lose. And we must remember
Yeah.
what happens with between us and West Brom last season. I'm not sure if they have been already relegated
Yes.
already before we played them, and they mopped the floor with us. So we need to win this game, and no matter what happens, it is still the Premier League. If we lose, it is bad, and we haven't won a home game in a long while. It's either a draw or a loss. So we may well try it. He may well wants to see that change here today. Coming to you, I'm going to go to the panel immediately. Bobby, looking at the lineup, what do you think?
Hi guys.
Hi
I
to you
think
too, brother. How are you doing?
yeah, good. I think the important thing to recognize here is that this is a nothing game. There's absolutely nothing at stake for either side. Tuchel is using players that he feels will have any semblance of motivation to win this game. This is a game that gives us an insight as to who will be with us next season, who is playing to be with us next season, and
Mm,
who's playing to say goodbye. So he wants to win, of course. Everybody would want to win a last game like this. This is what I call a wooden spoon game, meaningless. But, a victory is always important because we're Chelsea Football Club.
yeah, it's a question. Another question I have for you, Bobby. I understand what you just said. I understand the game is just a mere formality because we've qualified for the Champions League. How about you could call it the Tuchel's anthem? Since last season, actually, always talking about reducing the gap between Chelsea Football Club, Liverpool, and Manchester City. Isn't this enough? Shouldn't we be we're talking about winning this game and not use it as as to a game or to look at our players who are playing to stay, players who you can say are playing to leave. And also the fact that we haven't won a home game for a long time is either a draw or we've lost.
Yes, we are playing to win.
Mm,
The talk of reducing the gap at this point is irrelevant. We know what the gap is. Win or lose, the gap is what it is, and we know exactly what that gap is. This has been a peculiar season. I think it's been a season littered with mistakes, and what
mm,
I think remains as a bitter taste in everybody's mouth is the poor planning that's got us here, the situations that have got us here, the fact that we have to rebuild our team. We still don't even know when we're going to be able to do that. We're now at the mercy of the government, and it's just been one of those seasons. It's very difficult to pick people up having all that sort of cloud over them. And yes, we're playing to win. Of course, we will always do that. But it's going to be a testimony to Thomas Tuchel and indeed his team if they can manage to do that in a game of this nature. It's very sad what's happened to us this season. I'm not happy with how it's ended at all. And
Yeah.
anybody that is, well, I don't know. It's not been a level playing field. It's not been, it's not like, oh, we went into competition, everything was fair and square, and we ended up here. No, very, very far from it. We've been hard done by in many situations. We've had the League Cup stolen from us, and we got to the FA Cup, and we humiliated ourselves. We didn't show mental strength. We didn't show physical strength at the time it mattered most, and Liverpool did. To me, that's going to take a long time to live that down. We've got to really go some next season. I'm not going to be one of those, oh, we've just put a team together, give them time, give them time. Those days are over. Those days are over. You've got to hit the ground running. That's why when you have the opportunity, you build and you strengthen as you go along. So all you're doing season in, season out is replenishing, not rebuilding. But we are where we are, and hopefully this game we get through it and win, and then pray that the government do the right thing and allow us to compete effectively for next season.
Yeah, before we go into talking about the lineup, I want to talk about something else that Nick talked about, which is a very important point. Watford have nothing to lose, and to them, they were aware of our home form. We've been very poor at home, and to them, getting the win against us. And Roy Hodgson is no pushover as a manager. He's so experienced. He quite well knows what to do to frustrate us, and they can actually press very well. And in the midfield, they have some physical guys such as Kayembe and Sissoko, which I think will give our midfielders a hard time. But yes, we are not really concerned. We have fluidity up front. We have Ziyech, Mount, and Havertz. I think that will give them a hard time. But my concern is now they don't have anything to lose, and we seem to falter whenever we play teams that the fan base or everybody thinking this one is just a mere formality. We'd already won this game already. So what do you think? What kind of a game are you expecting from Watford? Do you think it's going to be an easy game?
As I said, it is what it is. To me, I never go into any game with any kind of fear. Watford is not a team that we should fear. They don't have anything to play for. Yes,
but you cannot actually. Let me just say, I didn't mean to cut you off, brother. You cannot say that when you talk about this particular team. I think it was you also the other day who argued about the mentality of this team. Because during the era of the Didier Drogba, Michael Ballack, Michael Essien, Mikel, Lampard, and Terry, when we play such teams, you can be rest assured we're winning them. But after that era, that's where we started talking about the Charity FC factor, or phenomenon, if you prefer. We seem to struggle against teams that you say on a good day on paper, you'd say we're going to win this one. But go ahead, Bobby. I just wanted to make that point to you.
Yeah, I mean, context is everything, isn't it? Even a team of the likes of Drogba's, Essien's, Ballack's, Lampard's, and you name it, they would struggle to play a game like this in a situation like this. It's not really about anything other than your professionalism. This is what's at stake here, and for players like Rudiger, the opportunity to say goodbye. He won't want to lose. And a lot of them, I think, Tuchel has picked players who won't want to lose, who would want to win. Now, whether there's, I don't know what the names you mentioned, Sissoko or whoever it is, Watford have in midfield.
Kiyembe.
Well, they got them relegated, so I don't really see what You know what I'm saying? You know, you can be a load of giants in there, but if you're not good, you're not good. And it is what it is.
Oh my goodness, that's hilarious. That's
Well, that's true, you know.
no, I know it's true, but it's really funny. I
So,
like
you know,
your
what is
point
it?
is why am I even concerned about them, but they
Well,
got their team relegated. But go
I
ahead,
have
Bobby.
to say, you know, this is what I said. You know, it's a wooden spoon game. They would have more of a bitter taste in their mouth than
Yeah.
we do. You know, if they beat Chelsea, what's the point? Well, what is the point? It's not going to get them out of being relegated. It's a,
Mm.
it's just, in fact, their fans will be angry and say, well, if you can play like this now, why didn't you do it all season?
No, can I come in, Bobby? I have to disagree. The
Yeah, go
fans,
ahead.
their
I'm glad
fans.
Bobby doesn't have
Yeah.
issue with you
No,
disagreeing.
no. We're just talking.
Yeah.
I disagree because their fans, of course, they're going now. 3,000 of them. They're going to want to win. First of all, the players will play to win. It doesn't matter, you know. They're going to think like, all right, we can't get anywhere. We're already relegated. They know they're relegated, but this is another game to show what they can do when they go down. It's happened to a lot of teams, and no team, professional team, gives up like that. That's what That's what I know when I say.
I mean, oh,
Yeah,
okay. I mean,
I agree with you, Bobby. Here's what I want to say. You did say something about the players wanting to leave, and they will be motivated to win. We can all agree. Again, that's me. In my opinion, I don't see Kepa Arrizabalaga staying here next season. Bobby, I know you can hear me, right?
yes, I can. Yeah.
So wouldn't it be fair, at least, to give him a run? To have him start this game, but it's not even. He's not starting this game. Mendy starts. Would you, if you were Thomas Tuchel, would you have given Kepa a chance? To me, that shows that something isn't quite right. It's gone beyond him not trusting Kepa. Maybe Kepa has an attitude issue that we don't know about. I do not know. I want to get your thoughts, Bobby. What do you think?
Well, my thoughts are, as I say, at this point, it's not relevant. Maybe there's a problem, maybe there isn't. Kepa Arrizabalaga has at least, what, 3, 4 more years of contract left. He's on 100 and what thousand a week. Who's going to pay him that money, and who is going to buy him for anywhere near what we bought him for? He's in the same position as Lukaku. So whether he wants to stay or not, it may not really be up to, in fact, one, it's not really up to him because he's under contract. Two, he may need to take a considerable wage drop, which I'm not sure he will do. So I'm not worried about that. He is a good goalkeeper. Yes, we're fortunate to have him, but he's under contract. You see, we have to, at Chelsea, get away from this, oh, what does the player want? My attitude is no. What does Chelsea want? Because Chelsea are paying your wages, mate, and handsome wages for that matter. So whether he has an attitude or he doesn't have an attitude, he needs to be careful because we're paying him and it's up to us. And if we choose to make him number 3 goalkeeper, he cannot do diddly squat. So, I don't know what it is. I'm not even sure I care what it is. I just think that this is a game that is an interesting game to see, one, the attitude of the players, two, the professionalism of the players, the kind of goodbyes we're going to get, and those that will want to make a claim for next season, because we're going into perhaps the biggest transfer window we have had probably ever. We have to see who we can bring back to fill the squad and who we can add to the squad. So those guys are playing a lot of them will be playing for their careers at Chelsea. Kepa, I'm not bothered about that at all. Doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, but I do. Again, to me, because I like Kepa, because I feel like he should be, I think I'm sensing, again, that's me, that's who I am. I'm sensing that something isn't quite right between Kepa Arrizabalaga and Thomas Tuchel, because there are games we all hoped he'd start, and he didn't even get a chance to. It's just, it feels like him being on the bench is just a mere formality these days. But that's by the way, Nick. Tell me your thoughts on Kepa Arrizabalaga not being even on the bench. I know Bobby is
Mm.
a big advocate of you're under contract and this is Chelsea Football Club. If you don't get the chance to play, sit on the bench and wait it out. You are a professional after all. So Nick, your
Yeah,
thoughts about Kepa not starting this game?
maybe that's Tuchel's choice. We can't say Kepa is. It looks like he's going to go. That's why. Look, he can't get the game time he wants and we wanted when Mendy wasn't playing well. Tuchel still didn't play him. He kept playing with Mendy when he lost us the first leg of the Champions League quarter final. That was Mendy and the defense, but mostly Mendy. That cost us the Champions League. He should have played Kepa. Mendy was the mentality was gone, but Tuchel persisted with him even after how many bad games he had, and he kept Kepa there cold for no reason. That's the thing I have with Thomas Tuchel. He does make the wrong decisions a lot of times lately, not a few times, a lot. I still back him. I like him, but he has to stop making these rash decisions and wrong decisions. Otherwise, he won't be here long like we want. You know, he has to change. He's not just a player. He got the players from other managers. Yes, that's why I don't blame him for anything. But for Kepa, yes, I blame him. And then the guy, he could have come and do a job. We could have won the Champions League or even played the FA Cup final. You don't know what's going to happen. He could have saved 2 or 3 penalties. That's what he does. But no, he was frozen out. So we go and lose the League Cup and the FA Cup and make Liverpool look like they're good or something. They're good, but they're not great. And
Yeah, again, it
let
is
me
a
finish. Wait,
yeah. Go ahead.
Coach, don't keep interrupting me when I'm talking. You have a bad attitude. Every time I talk, that's what winded me up today. Every time I talk, you interrupt me.
All right, Nick.
And
Sorry,
you want
apologies
Declare
for
to
that.
talk
Go
all day
ahead.
long. No, when
Go ahead.
Declare puts his mic on, I want to tell you because you didn't reply to the message. Declare puts his mic when he's not talking, so he ruins my connection. He does it purposely. So don't think Declare's an angel. He's not.
All right, just go ahead. Go
Yeah.
ahead and make your point, Nick.
Yeah, so I was saying that's what I have with Tuchel. So Paul Kepa, the only way he's going to get into the Spanish team is to leave now. That's what's going to happen. He's going to go because he wants to be playing in the World Cup. I don't blame him at all. We're going to have to go and buy another goalkeeper. We could have kept Kepa happy and keep him great number 2 to have, but no. Tuchel got messed it up completely. That's what I have with that.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
here's another. Go ahead if you still have a point to make.
Yeah, and so you can't blame Kepa. He's going to want to play first team football, and he hasn't got. Don't forget the World Cup is coming up in 6 months' time. So I don't blame him. I hate for him to go. I really liked him, but he got abused too much by our so-called fans again, like Lukaku. Always it's Kepa's fault. Anything goes wrong, it was Kepa's fault. It's the same with Lukaku. That's why I don't like all these so-called fans who hate their own players. That's what I don't do. I don't hate. I talk about Mason Mount. I don't hate Mason Mount. I'm just telling you to be better. Look
All right,
up.
Nick. Let's
Don't look
just bring
down.
it to the game. We'll talk.
Yeah,
We'll talk
yeah,
about
but
that one later.
yeah, I have to talk because you didn't let me talk earlier. Oh, now I'm saying it all now, so you have to listen now. So Mason Mount. Mason Mount, I like, I never hated any players. Bobby did also hate a player at Chelsea Football Club. Bobby,
Nick, again, this is a pre-game
No,
show.
you don't hate any player, Nick.
yeah, that's what I'm getting at because we have to, people like Declare who talk, who they don't support Chelsea Football Club. Okay, don't tell me whoever says they support Chelsea, they do. They don't. They want to talk complete rubbish to help their agenda to think there's something big going on channels talking a lot of crap. That's what it is.
Nick, we have just about 10 more minutes or so to finish
Yeah,
this,
all right.
and we haven't even talked about the lineup.
Yeah, but I have to get to the point. You didn't let me today, so I'm getting it now. You see, my mic is no problem with the mic. That was declared. Every time he comes on, he does it. I'm just so you know. No, I don't have any. You can hear me. I hear you. I have no problems. Or on Ty's channel, or Matt's channel, and everywhere. But when it's declared there, it's always problems. That's what I have to say.
Yeah, okay, thank you very much. Pacman says Kepa did get the something for spot kicks in the League Cup final. He let Ian all 11 with no save. He went on and missed the one he took. Again, there are so many reasons why the things panned out the way it did on that day. But we're not here to talk about it right now. We're here to talk about the game. Matt, quickly tell me your thoughts. Again, I'd like us to keep it as clear as possible. And Nick, after the show, I'd like you and I to talk if you have time. Matt, looking at the lineup here, Matt, what we're on right now, what we're talking about at this moment, Bobby has expressed his opinion, and I totally understand his point of view on that. And what's his name? Nick also spoken his mind, and I understand where he's coming from. And what I want to ask you, looking at the lineup, that Kepa isn't starting today. Again, that's me, and I totally understand Bobby's point when he spoke. He's always about and that's the truth. Kepa is under contract, and if he doesn't start, he deals with it, and isn't leaving if the club doesn't want to sell you. That's another truth. But then again, if you don't sell him, he may end up just wind up his contract and leave on a free, which has happened one too many times at our club. We don't want to lose a player that we can get a few millions from. What are your thoughts? The fact that Kepa Arrizabalaga isn't starting this game, doesn't that tell you that it's gone beyond Thomas Tuchel not trusting him? Something else may well be going on between the two.
Yeah, I mean, first big up Coachella, Bobby, Nick. Last game of the season. Let's finish it hopefully with a win.
That's
Situation
the most important thing.
Is it's a tricky situation. I think Tuchel's kind of embarrassed himself in some parts. Not just with Kepa. I've spoken about this with Ziyech and Chalobah. How he's allowed these out of form players like Aspilicueta, even like Mount, Havertz, Werner to continue while we've got players who are on form on the bench. Now, I'm not gonna see him say we've done better, but I'm just gonna criticize him for his actions he's done. I'm not saying Tuchel out. I don't want him out. It's nothing to do with him, but it's just what he's done, and I'm just expressing my opinion towards it. So I think going in this lineup, Kepa 100% deserved to start. And I think we'll find out probably why, coming in the coming weeks, because I think Tuchel kind of came out saying he doesn't want him at the club, and I can understand his situation, but again, Tuchel isn't really worried about wages. He's kind of worried about performances. And again, he's kind of been overlooked on his performances throughout the season. And I don't think Tuchel is wanting someone like Kepa who's been here for a long time. I think he wants a full rebuild, and the full rebuild means kind of removing a lot of Sarri's boys, Conte's boys, even some of Lampard's boys to an extent. So I think he wants a fresh rebuild, and I think he wants to start with these players who have been here for a while. So I think that's why he wants them out. And obviously, I've always said that Kepa's the only one who can realistically compete with Mendy. If we're going to get a second keeper, let's go for it. But that's not going to be a competitive position. But again, for this lineup, I think it's quite good. I'm happy to see Saul, Kennedy, Ziyech in here. It's good to see some of the mixtures coming in and for this win. I mean, Aspi's last game, possibly Rudiger's last game. And again, this might be a couple other boys' last game, like Saul and Kennedy. So it's good that they're going to get a kick through for the game. And obviously, again, 3 points is still needed. Even one doesn't matter, but it's 3 points is always for our good. Just going forward, always want the 3 points. You don't want to go sleep on a loss.
Yeah, I totally understand your point. Right now, we have about 90 people watching. I think just 68 on YouTube, and that's still huge. If you haven't, please take a minute to like the video to help us reach more people. And if you haven't, do subscribe to the channel. Today, we've gone around. It's getting to almost 50 subscribers today. So you can help us get to 2K subscribers as soon as possible. But more importantly, we need more likes on the video so that the YouTube algorithm will be triggered and the stream will be pushed to more people who would be interested in this particular topic. Matt, just to get you up to par with what we've talked about, I think maybe you've alluded to it a bit. You do believe that it's important we win this game for two reasons. Tuchel is, he's always clamored how he wants to reduce the gap between Chelsea Football Club, Liverpool, and Manchester City. Plus, that we've been poor of late. Again, I wouldn't even start Sarr, but believe me, I know he would do good. He would do a good enough job today. But if I don't start Sarr, who else is on the bench that could play that place and play better than him? I'm not sure. So maybe Sarr is a good point. Ivan Kennedy is a good shout. He's quick and probably quicker than whoever we have on the bench to deal with. Emmanuel James isn't on. So the question begs, is he even on the bench? Let me see. He's Emmanuel Dennis, so to speak. So he's injured.
Went wrong.
So that's probably not a concern for Tuchel. But Kennedy starting is some good news. Maybe this is kind of an audition for him to see if we keep him. Let's see how he performs. For Aspilicueta and Antonio Rudiger, this probably is more like a farewell game to them. And I think, like Bobby alluded to, I think they'd be playing to win this one, given that probably, I wouldn't say this would define their stay at Chelsea, but at least it caps it. They wouldn't want to hear people say they lost their last game for Chelsea. They want it to be rather they won their last game for Chelsea. So your thoughts on things that are on the importance of us winning this game? We've been poor at home. Plus, we need to reduce the game between the two clubs top in the table.
Yeah, I mean, again, as I said before, it is a must-win. Despite not winning for anything, it's just again going through our mental stage. Again, ending the season off as a win, is a positive note in such. Don't want to lose to our Watford, who are going down already. So we have to get the win just for our mentality as well. Going into next season too. But again, as I said, this is the last game, that a lot of these players are going to be playing, so it might as well end it on a win. But if there's a loss, it's more, I'm not going to be too fast again because we're not really fighting for any, but a win is 100% the aim.
Yeah, I do agree with you. And again, the likes are doing well. We're at 29 likes right now. We can do more because we have about 61 people watching on YouTube. And I want to take this opportunity because this is a very short show. If you haven't, please go check out ZV Genius YouTube channel, one of the fastest growing YouTube channels. Check out and subscribe to his channel if you haven't. Great content and also great individual. We've over time become brothers, just like most of the content creators that I've met in the community. Also follow Bobby Smokey Signals on Twitter. Follow Nick also on Twitter, and that's his exact Twitter handle. And please do go give them a follow, and more importantly, check out Matt's YouTube channel and subscribe. When you get a chance to do that, tell him I sent you. Again, I've read that it says the Liverpool goalie isn't the world's most expensive goalkeeper. Again, that's your conversation you two are having. Matt, good luck to TT getting rid of most players. We will never win the league with Tuchel and that system. Di Matteo, relatively inexperienced, not his team won the Champions League. Let's just quickly talk about this. Bobby, what do you have to say about this comment on the screen?
What's that? Matt, good luck to getting rid of most of the players. Well, has he got rid of them? I don't know. I don't think he's particularly been influential in the players leaving, not at this stage. I just think the circumstances that we find ourselves in and some very, very poor management from the point of view of the board has led to this situation where rather than replenish the squad, we are having to rebuild the squad. Now, I heard in a stream, I don't know whether it's even in this stream, someone saying, oh, Chelsea won't buy 5 or 6 new players. I wouldn't be surprised if they do this summer, to be honest. It's that kind of situation. There's the need. You lose at least 3 of your main defenders, you have to replace them. And
it's become a necessity,
from the academy. So we have some big buying to do. And, yourselves, you're saying that Kepa will go, well, that means we've got to get a backup keeper as well. I have noticed the absence of Timo Werner. I know Matt will be upset with this, but I think he's going to be a make weight for another striker to come in. Personally, I think we could do with 2 strikers, and the second one will have to be somebody from our academy coming back. So definitely midfield, we have to get somebody. You quite rightly mentioned that even in this game, you pointed out the physicality of the likes of Sissoko compared to, I don't even know who's playing in midfield. Is it Jorginho? And
The 2 6s are Saul Niguez and N'Golo Kante.
Saul and Kante. Well,
Mm.
Kante will always be a Chelsea valuable. Saul Niguez, well, well, let's see, but I have nothing to add to that. I can imagine a substitution coming very quickly. So we've got a lot of shopping to do, and that's just it. But whether Tuchel has been responsible for getting rid of players, I don't think so. He tried and to encourage Rudiger to stay, maybe less so for Christensen, who I'm not sure will miss that much. There's always a replacement for Christensen. Aspie, I don't think he'll particularly like him to go. And if we lose so many and have to have so many new faces, I can see Aspie staying another season. Just
Yep.
to get him in.
Yep, I do agree with you, and that raises the question. I know we're talking about the lineup. I'm going to try to bring it back to the lineup as soon as possible. But you just talked about something that that made me want to ask Nick a question, and then I'll go to Matt. But before that, we have 117 people watching, probably some percentage from Facebook. Yep, that seems the case because we have just 84 people on YouTube here, but that's not a problem. Wherever you're watching from, just like the video. And if you're on YouTube, please make sure just click the like button to help us reach more people. The more people we reach, the more people will join us here. And it is fun to have a lot of people, discussing the issue we're discussing right now and then analyzing the lineup. And if you haven't, do subscribe to the channel to help us reach 2K subs as soon as possible. Nick, I'm going to come to you. And again, Nick, before I even continue, this is who I am. I want to openly say I apologize to you if you feel like I come across insulting to you. Personally, if you think that's the case, I don't think that's the case. I think you misunderstood me, but we'll talk more in private to address things so you see how I don't want to start saying anything in public so you don't feel like I'm insulting you. But that's by the way, Nick, coming to what Bobby said, we're losing Rudiger. And there's a chance we'll lose Cesar Azpilicueta. And Bobby did mention Cesar Azpilicueta is he loves the club so much that there's a chance he might decide to leave, depending on who leaves, just to make sure things are in order before he leaves. He loves the club so much, and we know because if he doesn't, by now we'll be hearing that he's already completed his move to Barcelona. He's just waiting for the season to come to an end. The question I have here, yes, we still have Reece James, we still have Mount, we still have N'Golo Kante, especially 3 of which you could argue are Chelsea through and through, or proper Chelsea if you want to say it that way. What do we do about the soul of the team in terms of, we still have, Thiago Silva, he's a leader and he's on the way. What do we do about the soul of the team in terms of spirit, in terms of leadership, because we've been lacking in some areas, and the leadership of the team will be complete if we lose Azpilicueta and lose Rudiger. What do we do? It's a problem. Some have suggested signing Koulibaly will help solve that problem. I disagree with that one, because that reminds me of shifting in era from the era of Lampard, Terry, Petr Cech to the era of Oscar, Eden Hazard, Willian, and others. We lost something. We lost that never die spirit that you will usually see in Chelsea teams. So what happens to the soul of the team if we lose Azpilicueta and we lose Rudiger?
Well, we've lost Rudiger. We know that. Aspie could be staying because we haven't heard anything. Plus, what Ramos said, he said he wants Aspie to stay. He told Bowley, whatever happens, you have to give Aspie the choice. And I think Bowley will do that. So if Aspie wants to stay, he will. I think he might well stay another year. And, that'd be good. Not just, the playing side, but the leadership in the dressing room. He does a lot of talking there. And, he's a good leader. We have Thiago Silva. That's a good thing. We have Chalobah. Another good thing. Reece James. Alonso's going to go. So Chilwell will be coming back, but he won't be the Chilwell we know. It will take him some time. So that's why he's they're going to bring in. We have to bring him back. Colwill will come back. All these youngsters, Broja, Colwill, Gallagher, we keep saying it, they're all going to come back. At the back, we need to buy. We need to buy two big. This could be the marquee signings they're talking about at the back, not at the front. This could be. Koulibaly could still be on the agenda. We need someone else as well. Maybe Kilman from Wolves. Bobby likes that player. I don't.
Kilman is a good shout. I think he's a calm head on the ball. Again.
And we have to get back to those times when we had the spine, when we had Drogba, Lampard, Terry, McCleary, Czech. We had a spine. That's what Tuchel has to somehow do that.
And that's why I'm concerned. I refer to it as a soul. But at spine is another right way to put it. I think we're going to lose. Go ahead.
We're going to lose. We didn't. We had a spine early on in the season. At the beginning, when we had Chilwell and James and Rudiger, Silva, Aspie, not letting no one pass them. Then we lost the two players. We lost James and Chilwell. That changed things. And we started losing goals because of that, really. And that's why we couldn't stay up the top. And we had issues, a lot of issues. We had COVID, and they forced us to play with COVID. Don't forget. So that's why I don't blame Tuchel. Tuchel will get his judgment next season.
All right.
He's got a chance to show us what a great manager he thinks of what we think he is. So I hope he proves it. It's like the Lukaku situation. Lukaku can also prove everyone wrong, and he's going to have a first pre-season. And Tuchel said he's not going nowhere. I believe Tuchel, he's not going anywhere soon, unless he's really bad and off form, and we're going to have to lose money. Maybe yes, and that's when I want to see Lewandowski come. We can't just have Broja, young players playing up front.
Yeah.
Havertz. We need someone big experience.
So, Nick, if you don't mind, quickly, just remember we have just less than 15 minutes. So let me quickly ask
that's what I think. Yeah.
All right, thank you very much. And I want to say welcome to the channel to Brian and Takuna. If this is your first time, please be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. If you have more likes, more likes, people. I think we've done quite well, even though this is a short show. We have 34 likes. We can do even more, and 107 people watching on YouTube. If you haven't, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. And this is Mohammed Abosi. Hello to you too, Mohammed. I hope you've liked the video and you've also subscribed to the channel. Welcome to the channel, brother, and feel at home. Express yourself as long as you're respectful to everybody you're conversing with. That's fine. Y'all all didn't have the same energy about Lukaku's feet earlier. That's you. I wanted to see strong Chelsea FC next season with Wilfred and Didi in the middle and possibly Victor Osimhen. Again, this is Nnamdi Obi shows you're from Nigeria and shows you're an Igbo man. I'm an Igbo man too. This is you advocating for the club to sign your brothers. I think the person I'd like to see at Chelsea, if we can, is Ndidi himself. The numbers don't lie. He's one of the best DMs in the league. Again, but I get your point. If you haven't, more important, like the video and subscribe to the channel. Mohammed says, hi, how are you? How are you doing, Mohammed? I hope you're doing well. Again, welcome to the channel. Where the hell did I say Tuchel got rid of players? Again, this is conversations between them. And here, Glenn says, we're finishing the season with a win today. I hope that's the case. And again, Namdi, good luck. Good luck. Again, that's it. After Charles, a spine goes through the center from keeper to striker. That's the truth. Again, it starts from about 3-0. True Blue thinks it will be. So let's quickly let's just talk about the lineup. Let's talk about the soul of the team of spine. Maybe another time. Let's talk about the 260s. I'm coming to you, Bobby. I think sticking to what you're saying, this may be a farewell opportunity, an opportunity to bid farewell to these players, including Saul, because to me, I'd say this is not a test to see how well Saul does. Your thoughts, Bobby? I think this is just a farewell to him too, if you ask me. But I see him coming off if the game isn't going our way. Your thoughts, Bobby?
Yeah, exactly the same. It is a farewell to Saul. He has been with us this season. He's won the Super Cup and the Club World Cup, which is something. And it is a farewell. He's done, his best, and it just wasn't quite good enough. I want to address one thing about the attitude of the team. We are not really losing. I mean, we're losing a warrior like Rudiger. Somebody like Christensen really wasn't very influential when it comes to the attitude of the team, although he played his part where needed, not least to mention at the Champions League final. But apart from that, and maybe if we do lose Aspie, the attitude of that team comes from the academy. That attitude of never say die, the resilient spirit, came from the fact that we had all those boys from the academy. Now,
so you're saying that the team will not lose its soul even if we lose Aspilicueta and Rudiger?
Aspie would need to stay because of continuity and settling in players. But that fight on the pitch will still be there, especially if we bring back some of the loanees. And we have people like Thiago who won't always play. Chalobah at the back, I know he's going to step up. You see, why I say this with a measure of confidence is that before the whole pandemic situation, I used to spend quite some time with the academy and the training and the games. I used to watch them quite a lot. And those boys will die for Chelsea. Don't underestimate. It was their dream to play for the first team. They dream that, not least could you see it in the way Chalobah reacted at the beginning of the season when he scored the goal in his first proper first team debut. They want to play for the first team. Look at Conor Gallagher, what he's saying away at Crystal Palace, even Levi Caldwell, all of them, Nathan Baxter, the reserve, the goalkeeper that's out, they all want to come back and play for Chelsea. Even Ruben Loftus-Cheek, bless him, he came from that academy. So they have that spirit. Even the ones that leave, they never open their mouth to say anything about Chelsea. Tammy, lip sealed. Livramento, all of them, they're very, very quiet, very respectful. That was the training of the academy. So that spirit will always be there. And especially if they're there, what we need is the experience to enhance it. Funnily enough, the experienced guys gain something from those, from the spirit of the young guys. It's easy for them to galvanize people that want to die on the pitch. Very easy. So I think next season, the tactic has to be, yes, bring in new replacements, but our academy boys must come home as well. People like Conor Gallagher must come back. Levi Caldwell, if there's space for him in the defense to be in the squad, he must come back. I'm having a look at Ampadu again. I think Ampadu could do a lot for us in midfield. but we have to wait.
I'd give him a chance to. And quickly, we have just about 2 minutes to round off. I think we should be rounding off now, but let me just quickly ask you, I know you don't do predictions, but let me ask you, would you rather start Lukaku or Kai Havertz?
If I'm honest, I would have said today I would have started Lukaku, but who knows? Maybe Lukaku, he needs a little rest time. He's not a player that can play too much or for too long. I know he'll come on at some point, and Havertz hasn't played for a while, so maybe he needs a run out. So I don't think it matters that much. But if I'm brutally honest, I would have started Lukaku. I would.
All right. Thank you very much. How about you, Nick? Would you have started Lukaku over Havertz?
Really, it's not that big today. It's not like we can't achieve anything. We're going to finish third. I don't mind Havertz coming on, starting, because he hasn't played for a few games, and I love Havertz a lot. It's a shame they didn't start together for this game, really. Because they did at one stage in the season, they did combine good together. If you remember, it didn't. But Tuchel stopped with that. I don't know why, but it seemed Lukaku was playing well with Havertz. The couple of games they had together, they did well. I would have liked to see them both play, but I don't know. Lukaku will probably come on later on, and I hope Havertz gets a goal as well. God. I do like the player. Havertz is going to be one of our greatest players in the future.
Yeah, sure.
He is, yeah.
Sure. Thank you very much for that. And Matt, I'll come to you and I'll make sure your Twitter handle is showing. Please, whatever you're watching from, whether on Facebook, we have about 186 people watching. Even if you're not watching and 105 on YouTube, just like the video, or just do it for the sake of it. That helps the channel a lot. If you haven't, go check out the Z-Volley YouTube channel. Great content. And I'm friends with him because he doesn't clickbait. And again, if you haven't, please follow all the panelists on Twitter. Of course, follow Chelsea Perspective. And Matt, please always check if I by any chance forget to add your information to the description section.
Hashtag Kepa. That's
Please do remind me. So, Matt, your thoughts, what do you think the outcome of the game would be? Quickly, and would you have started Lukaku? Because we have just 1 minute before the game starts.
Yeah, the boys are walking in now. I would have kept Havertz. It doesn't matter to me. They're both out of form at the moment, but I'm hoping for a 2-0. I said, maybe Kepa's not on. It might be a bit difficult to hit a clean sheet. I'm joking, but it's going to be a good game. I'm looking forward to it. I'll do Chelsea 2-0. Let's end the season well.
Farewell, thank you very much, bro. Farewell to those guys that will be leaving us. Farewell, Antonio Rudiger specifically. We're not sure of Aspi's situation at this point. And with that, we've come to the end of the show. Again, I want to thank everybody on the panel. Matt, Bobby, Nick. We fight, yes, but we should be civilized about it. Respect to everybody. We're all entitled to our opinion. And to everybody in the chat, from Declad, I love you, brother. I hope Lukaku subs on to get the farewell he deserves. I knew you were going to say something like that. Lukaku will be backed by the stadium fans. Yep, I think he will. I love my Blues. Yes, Isaac Muro. If you haven't, please do subscribe to the channel. True Blue, Namda Dalo, and everybody else. Thank you. Please, let's go watch the game, and hopefully we'll get a win today. See you guys tomorrow for another the Blue Morning Show. God bless us all, and bye.